my friends, and anything that wants to keep you stuck in fear, shame, or control, it sees your love life as the first battlefield. That's why this isn't just about who you're dating. This is about your evolution. And anything trying to stop that will always attack the thing that has the most power to awaken it, love. When you're in love, really in love, your heart is open, your mind is clear, and your energy is in flow. You're not just connected to another person, but to something greater. You start to operate from a place of abundance rather than fear. You begin to feel more whole, more grounded, and more in tune with who you are. But this shift, this growth, this elevation in consciousness is something that those who thrive on control, fear, and isolation deeply fear: confusion and insecurity. And when your love life is intact, when your relationship is strong and true, it's much harder for fear to take root. Healthy love forces you to confront your own vulnerabilities and encourages healing. But more than that, it shows you the truth of who you are and who you can be. You stop looking for validation outside yourself because you're receiving it in abundance within the relationship. Love, real love, breaks the grip of isolation because it proves that you're not alone. No matter what the outside world or your inner critics try to tell you, we're more susceptible to fear-based thinking. We begin to doubt our worth. We start questioning if we're deserving of real love. We may even tell ourselves that we can't trust anyone. But when you have a partner who stands by you, who supports you unconditionally, you begin to heal those old wounds. The constant need for validation starts to fall away because someone has shown you what unconditional love really looks like. You no longer have to prove your worth. In fact, when love is present, you begin to realize that you've always been worthy. When you're disconnected from the support of a healthy relationship, that same fear whispers that you're not deserving of love or intimacy. It convinces you that you're better off alone. And in that space of isolation, fear festers and grows stronger. You become more vulnerable to its influence. You may start to question your own worth, your ability to trust others, and whether real love is even possible for you. These thoughts don't just undermine your relationship, they undermine your sense of self. The powers that want to keep you disconnected know this. They know that if they can get you to feel alone, they can get you to doubt yourself. They can make you feel like you're not worthy of love, and they can make you question your ability to form lasting, meaningful connections. They want you to stay in that place of fear and isolation because it's easier to control you when you're disconnected from others and from your own truth. But here's the thing. Love is the antidote to this isolation. It's the force that pushes back against fear. When love exists, when it's real and grounded, it creates a foundation of trust and connection. And trust isn't just something you share with your partner, it's something you build with yourself. The more you allow yourself to be loved, the more you learn to trust that love is real, safe, and sustainable. When you experience that, you begin to realize that love doesn't just heal the relationship, it heals you. And when you're healed, you're no longer a target for the forces that seek to keep you isolated and fearful. The more fear begins to lose its power, it starts to crumble because it can't survive where love and trust are present. And when that fear is gone, you stop doubting your worth, you stop shrinking to make others feel comfortable, you start standing taller, knowing you are deserving of love and respect. And in that confidence, you become stronger than ever. Love doesn't just protect you from fear, it transforms you. And once you're transformed, nothing can hold you back. When we begin to examine the connection between love and identity, we realize that the two are inextricably linked. The way we show up in relationships reflects how we view ourselves, and often how we view ourselves is shaped by the relationships we've had, both with others and with ourselves. Love is more than an emotion or a connection. It is a mirror that reflects back our worth, our flaws, our strengths, and our capacity for growth. When we're in a relationship that nurtures and respects us, we start to see ourselves as worthy of respect, worthy of care, and worthy of the kind of deep connection that most people only dream of. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves second-guessing our choices, questioning whether we deserve the love we're receiving, or feeling like we're not quite enough for someone? These thoughts, these insecurities don't arise from a place of truth. They come from a deep, often unconscious place of fear, one that is perpetuated by external forces that want to keep us trapped in cycles of self-doubt. Because the enemy of true love knows that if we can be convinced of our unworthiness, we will stop striving for love and connection. We will settle, we will compromise, and in doing so, we will remain stuck in a state of emotional paralysis, unable to move forward and fully step into the person we are meant to be. When we allow our love lives to be defined by chaos, rejection, or neglect, we stop believing in the possibility of something greater. We stop trusting that love can transform us. But when we understand that love is not just about another person, it's a reflection of who we are, it shifts our perspective entirely. Love doesn't just shape our relationships, it shapes our identity. When you allow yourself to receive real, unconditional love, you start to believe that you are worthy of the same kindness, compassion, and care that you give to others. It reminds you of your inherent value, and it empowers you to show up as your truest self. When your love life is under attack, when you're caught in a cycle of failed relationships, heartache, or loneliness, your identity starts to crack. You stop seeing yourself as worthy of love, and you begin to define yourself by your struggles. You internalize the failures and think, I must be doing something wrong. I must not be enough. This belief erodes your self-worth, and when that happens, it becomes even easier for destructive forces to continue to wreak havoc in your life. When you believe you are unworthy of love, you're more likely to settle for less. You may stay in toxic relationships because you fear being alone, or you may push love away altogether, afraid of being hurt again. But here's the truth. Your relationship doesn't just define who you are in the moment, it shapes who you will become. Every relationship you have teaches you something about yourself, about your capacity for growth, and about your ability to heal and evolve. The love you give and receive has the potential to expand your sense of self in ways that you never thought possible. It can deepen your understanding of your needs, your desires, and your boundaries. It can help you become more self-aware and more attuned to the type of love that truly nourishes you. But for that to happen, you must believe that you are deserving of that love, and that the love you seek is a reflection of your worth, not your weaknesses. That's why the forces that seek to destroy your love life don't just want to tear down the relationship, they want to undermine your identity. They want you to forget that love is not something you have to earn. It's something you're worthy of by simply existing. Real love doesn't ask for perfection. It invites you to be vulnerable, to be real, and to grow. And in doing so, it helps you discover a version of yourself that you never imagined possible. A version that is stronger, more confident, and more aligned with the person you are meant to be. Love isn't just about finding the right person. It's about understanding who you are and what you bring to the table. It's about recognizing that you are already worthy of all the love you desire, and that you don't have to settle for anything less than the love that reflects your true self. When you realize this, you become unstoppable. And that's why anything that wants to keep you small, isolated, and broken will always attack the very thing that could set you free: your belief in your own worth and your ability to receive real, transformative love. Connection and true intimacy. One of the most profound truths is that anything pure and transformative is often met with resistance. This is not a coincidence. Think about the power of a loving relationship, not just the romantic kind, but the kind of partnership that transforms both individuals. True love is dynamic. It isn't just about sharing experiences or emotional intimacy. It's about evolution. It's about how two people coming together can push each other to grow in ways they could never have done alone. When love is present, it forces people to confront their weaknesses and heal old wounds. It ignites passion, ambition, and a sense of purpose. And this power, it terrifies anything that thrives on division, fear, and brokenness. Forces that exist to maintain control, whether they be fear, insecurity, or the darker, more destructive energies in life, are deeply threatened by love because it operates from a place of strength, unity, and creation. Think about how powerful it is when two people, truly in love, work together toward a common goal. They become a powerhouse. Their vision becomes upland aligned. Their actions become coordinated. There's no longer any room for fragmentation, hesitation, or internal conflict. When love operates at its full capacity, there's an undeniable momentum to it. It becomes contagious, not only within the relationship, but also in the way it radiates out into the world around them. This is why demonic forces, symbolic or otherwise, are so intent on destroying love. When two people are in harmony, when they are aligned and working towards something greater than themselves, they are untouchable. They become an unstoppable force, and anything that thrives on separation and discord cannot survive in that energy. The enemy of peace, joy, and love understands this dynamic all too well. It sees love not as a simple, fleeting feeling, but as a source of creation. When love is at its peak, it empowers. It changes hearts, minds, and ultimately the course of history. And if these dark forces can keep that power from being realized, they keep people stuck. They keep people from fulfilling their potential, from growing, and from being the best versions of themselves. But the moment love enters the equation, it shakes up everything. Love has the power to break chains of generational trauma, to change the trajectory of families, to heal old wounds. It alters how people see themselves and the world. And when that kind of love begins to manifest, the forces that thrive on fear and isolation will do whatever they can to prevent it from taking root. They'll plant seeds of doubt. They'll whisper insecurities. They'll make you believe that true love is a fairy tale. They'll make you think you're undeserving, that you're not worthy of a love that challenges you to be your best. And when you start believing those lies, when you start to question your own worth, you begin to pull away from the very thing that could set you free. But here's the catch. The more the forces of darkness try to tear down your relationship, the more they are actually revealing the magnitude of your potential. Every time your love life is challenged, every time you face a setback or a heartbreak, it's a direct reflection of how powerful that connection truly is. Love, especially the kind that is built on mutual respect, understanding, and trust, is a threat to anything that wants to see you isolated, broken, or afraid. When love truly flourishes, it doesn't just change the individuals within the relationship. It changes the world around them. It creates a ripple effect. It changes families, communities, and entire networks. It shifts how people think, how they act, and what they believe they can achieve. Real love empowers. It liberates. And once love steps into your life in its purest form, nothing remains the same. Your whole being aligns with this force, and you step into your true power. Something that nothing, not even the most insidious dark forces, can ever truly take from you. That's why the enemy targets love. It isn't just about breaking two people apart. It's about keeping them from their purpose, their growth, and the legacy they could create together. When love is true and unconditional, it becomes a weapon of light, a beacon that disrupts all the darkness that seeks to hold you back. That's why demonic forces want to destroy it. They know that love, in its purest form, is the most powerful weapon you can wield. And if they can keep you doubting it, if they can make you believe that love isn't worth the risk, they can keep you from unlocking your greatest potential. The truth is, love is the ultimate victory. Love is your armor, your shield, and your greatest strength. So when you feel resistance, when you feel doubt creeping in, remember that it's not just a sign of weakness, it's a sign of your power. The forces that want to tear down your love life know what they're up against. And they fear you when you choose love, because love, once fully embraced, is absolutely In conclusion, the attack on your love life is not just about the superficial struggles we face in relationships. It's about something much deeper. Love, when it is real, when it is true, has the power to break through barriers, to heal wounds, to unlock your fullest potential, and to create a ripple effect of transformation far beyond just the two people involved. It is not just an emotion. It is a force, one that challenges fear, destroys isolation, and reshapes your identity. And that is why demonic forces, or any force that thrives on division and chaos, will stop at nothing to destroy it. But here's the most important truth. When your love life is under attack, it's a clear sign of how powerful that love really is. The more the resistance, the more it proves that you are on the right path. Love has always been a force that frightens those who benefit from your brokenness, your fear, and your separation. But if you embrace love, if you choose to stand in its power, you align with your truest self and unlock a strength that nothing can ever take away. You are deserving of love. You are worthy of a deep connection that helps you grow, heal, and evolve into the best version of yourself. And when you find that kind of love, whether in a relationship with a partner, with yourself, or with the world around you, it becomes your greatest weapon against the forces that want to hold you back. Remember this, love is not weak. It is not something to fear or avoid. It is the force that will carry you through the darkest times, the energy that will help you rise above, and the light that will guide you forward. So don't be fooled by the doubts, the lies, or the challenges. Keep believing in love. Keep fighting for it, because the power of love will always be greater than anything that tries to destroy it. And in the end, love will be the force that transforms you and the world into something truly extraordinary.